Hello, Ramon Bassett with Current Technologies here, along with
Brennan Lambrecht, Current Technologies Corporation, and we're fired up to welcome you to the first ever Fantasy Help Desk.
Yes. Now, mentioning Help Desk, that gets me excited about Current Technologies Help Desk because we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And we can help in all types of IT, video surveillance, and access control issues. So that excites me because we can provide some true help.
Yep. Now, we're not exactly the Current Technologies Help Desk here. We're the Fantasy Football Help Desk. And we're going to be coming to you every Wednesday for about 4 to 5 minutes every week, just giving you some tips and insider trades to help you navigate the ebbs and flows of the NFL season.
And hopefully get you some bragging rights and maybe some money in your wallet.
Yep. Now, since we didn't have a week 0 kind of pre-draft show, we're going to use this first show to discuss maybe some performers and overperformers and underperformers of week 1 of the NFL season.
Okay, let's go.
David Montgomery was my first overperformer of the week. He had 18 points and a touchdown. When I look at this Bears team, I just don't see a running back averaging 18 points per game. They have a fairly weak secondary and a bad offensive line. Those two things don't usually combine for productive running back play. My second overperformer of the week was the Cowboys receiver, Amari Cooper. Now, I'm high on Amari Cooper this year. I have him on multiple teams of my own. But what I don't expect every week is 40 points per game.
I know. I was like, what? That's awesome.
That's just too many points. The Cowboys have too many weapons, and I expect Zeke to be more involved in the offense going forward. I wouldn't count on 40 points from him every week. Lastly, my final overperformer was Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski.
Gronk!
He still has it. The Brady to Gronk connection is still there. But 29 points, I don't think that's sustainable week to week. They just have too many other weapons down there in Tampa Bay. Brady's going to spread the ball around more than that. Now let's get into this week's underperformers. Our underperformers this week are brought to you by Current Technologies. If your current IT provider is underperforming, go ahead and reach out to us because we'll help take your IT department from underperforming to top of the league.
Yes.
My first underperformer of the week was Ezekiel Elliott. He only had 5.9 points for the Cowboys this weekend, 33 yards on 11 touches. That just ain't going to get it done, Ramon.
Nope.
I do expect a bounce back. When you look at the game they had this week, it was a shootout.
Yeah.
Dak threw the ball over 50 times. When you look at their upcoming schedule and the strength of the Cowboys' offensive line, I don't think Zeke's fantasy woes continue much longer.
Yeah, so I think he'll step up and hopefully make his contract worth it.
Absolutely, that is a big contract. Next up on my underperformers, I have Clyde EdwardsHelaire. He had 10.4 points. Most of those came off receptions. If you're not playing in a PPR league, he was significantly under 10 points. This is another situation similar to Zeke. I think when you look at the game they were in, they were chasing the Browns for most of the game. Mahomes was throwing the ball over the field. I think when you look at how good this Chiefs team is and the revamped offensive line, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be just fine. I wouldn't press the panic button on him yet.
Okay.
And lastly, I have Julio Jones. Now this one does scare me a bit, Ramon.
Yeah.
Getting adjusted to a new offense always takes time, especially for receivers. But when you look at the guys around him and their performances in week 1, it doesn't indicate that Julio's performance is going to get much better.
Yeah, I mean, 5.9 points. Wow.
That's tough.
And they brought him on to be their number one receiver, right?
He's their number one guy there. Tannehill did not look good. He only had 212 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 turnovers to go with that.
Wow, I mean, that's something when you have weapons or try to get weapons in place, and if you can't make that connection, it doesn't work. Like wireless APs,
Yep.
to where if you're having issues with your wireless connection dropping and you're trying to get a job done and it affects your job, that's a serious thing. And we at Current Technologies will be happy to be able to help you out with those wireless APs.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to the close.
Yep.
The Fantasy Help Desk is brought to you by Current Technologies, where we assist businesses in using the best technology in IT, video surveillance, and access control. Until next week, have a wonderful day.